fatigued.
Fatigued from what? Playing games?
Playing games.
Well,
lots of games.
Well, hopefully, will social media just getting in the way there is very unprofessional.
It's very unprofessional. You know, we're here talking to our audience.
I've driven this distance.
You're doing all this way.
The least you could do is
turn this phone off.
So, what are we playing today, Jamie?
Today we are going to play on the PlayStation.
More an Xbox guy.
Oh, okay. We are going to play Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well done. Did you read the box before you said it? Because I never know which order those words come into. I'm like,
To
Dawn
be
Zero,
fair,
Horizon.
there was a slow-mo there of a sneaky Horizon Zero Dawn.
Cool. That feels a lot lighter than it was.
Yeah, so we unboxed this and I let everyone know my displeasure about the
artwork on the front.
I hate it.
It's great.
Awful.
It's lovely.
It's some of the worst artwork on the board game.
This is done by Steamforged Game, which I also had to look at the box in, but it's also done by Steamforged Games, which I really enjoyed their Resident Evil 2, which you can find on our channel, a bunch of solo play videos, where I got most of the rules correct, which is fair play to me there.
That is fair play to you.
There's so many noises going on in the background. So, Zero Horizon Dawn X Beta is a game where you're on a planet and there are lots of robot monsters to fight, perhaps?
Yeah.
And different factions.
Yeah, 14 plus 1 to 4 players, around 16 to 19 minutes.
That's it. We're done, right? We don't even need to play it.
We don't need to play it.
So we're going to play this now. Will's going to teach us this game, so this is probably going to take us a lot longer than it should. We'll probably hate him even more for it. But yeah, we're going to give this a go and we'll see what we think. So that was I had to look because I'm going to call it Zero Dawn Horizon. Look at this face. Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game. And Jamie, out of the gates, your initial thoughts on it?
I've got a painting brush here because...
Why have you had that on you this entire time?
Because I've been waiting for a game that we can review where I can say watching paint actually dry would be more entertaining than playing that game.
So you loved it? So we went to this game and if you've seen the unboxing video, Jamie was very excited, apart from the box art, but very excited to play this game.
Yeah, definitely.
We all sat down, Will's played us a couple of solo times before to understand the rules and learn how to play the game. And I came as excited because I was very much like, I've never played the game, but it looks interesting. And I played other games by Steamforged Game and I thought, you know, this will probably be the same kind of level of immersion. I'm just going to jump off and say what I thought about this, and then you can come in and just calm yourself down a bit. So from my side, I didn't feel any kind of real immersion to this. Like, you're going around, you're hunting animals, and after speaking to Will about what the plot of the computer game was, about you kind of exploring, going against this enemy kind of tribe. That sounded really interesting, but none of that translates into this. This is literally, you're going around hunting creatures. There's a semi-cooperative element to it. And honestly, like, the miniatures are cool, but they could have just been deer in America or something like that. I just felt like I was hunting creatures, and I didn't really feel that much, like, really invested in the game. I think, like, the cards were really cool. The art on the cards were good. The hand management of it was good. You're going through several different rounds, and you're claiming honor, and the person who has the most honor in a round gets a glory point or something. Something like that. Anyway, at the end of the game, the person with the most glory wins, or the most honor wins. But honestly, it was just disappointing. I was very excited to come into this. I've walked away going, yeah, you know what? There's a game there, but it just kind of feels half baked. Like the hunting element of Horizon Zero Dawn apparently was more of a kind of side thing you could do, but that's the whole game here. This isn't a game where you're going against, like, doing a campaign or something. It's, you're going through a series of different, like, scenarios, not even scenarios, different levels, same thing every time, leveling yourself up. And yeah, for me, it wasn't thematic enough. I didn't feel immersed. And the time between, so you set up a map, you put the enemies down, takes you probably about 5 minutes to do that, but every time you're going to a different level, you're doing that again, and it just seems quite fiddly, and the rule set's quite the steep learning curve, I think, to begin this off with. So yeah, that's me just blurting out all my thoughts to you. Jamie!
Where do you begin? Let's start off by saying it visually is quite an appealingly good game. And this is why you should never judge a book by its cover, because looking at it, it looks amazing. Actually, it is poor on every level. And this is my view on it.
This is actual, honest truth.
Believe here. It's poor. You spend more time setting up between levels than you do actually playing it. You have literally, the objective is to kill all the things on the board. There's no objectives, there's no strategy in there, there's no depth to the game at all. You literally play your cards, kill the person, everybody's died, yay, go to the shop, buy bigger things, kill the same things.
Rinse, repeat 5 times.
Rinse, repeat 5 times. Come on, like, you know, this is £90 and, you know, game. This is a £90 game. This is close to £100 off a game. Like, you could go buy Gloomhaven for another 30, 40 quid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that is just a disgrace.
I think you're really right there with the scenario element to this, because like, if at least the different levels you had a different objective, like you had to own a particular point, there was like a capture the flag thing, at least that would like change it a bit. But you're right, it is very much, you go on a level, you kill things before anybody else, and...
Do you know what angers me? And
what angers you, Jamie?
Is this could be a really great entry game if they made it simpler to get more people interested, moving from console to board games. Could have done that, but no, they made it way overcomplicated and overbaked for what it was. Or they could have made it a really good strategy game for that sort of price of money. But actually, what they've done is they've just turned off the audience by making it look great. If I back that on Kickstarter, I'd really feel disappointed, because I really would. And I, you know, it's a good thing you couldn't get your money back, because I think if I'd back that, I'd be wanting my money back, because that is not a £90 game.
I think, like, when we think about the price, a lot of this might be the license cost they had to get for the actual licensing for this, but still, like, I play games by these guys which have licenses which are actually much more enjoyable, like lot more immersive.
It's Horizon Zero Dawn, it's Horizon 0 points, because it just completely misses the point. Like, I was bored after the first 2 rounds. I didn't want to play anymore, and it wasn't that. It just the things didn't line up. They had mountain ranges that just
so one thing to note there is, like, Jamie is very OCD about very particular things being right, and one thing that you notice from the offset is the tiles, the kind of topography of the tiles don't actually quite line up. Now, I don't really mind that so much, but for you, that was quite a massive issue, right? From the offset, that just set you off on the wrong foot. That just set me
off. You know, visually, it didn't make any sense. You know, you can't have a mountain range and then suddenly just literally a line drawn under, and then suddenly
just a sheer cliff face.
Yeah. And you know, I think that pretty much summarises it. You know, oh look, how can we get a game to market really quickly, visually appeal? Let's do lots of graphics. Let's do lots of, so we can get lots of cool cards and visuals, and it looks great. And do you know what? I'd take the game, I'd put it on a picture frame and put it on my wall because it looks amazing.
Just not the box art.
But not the box art, because it looks great. But the problem is when you're spending £90 on a game and you look around and see what's available for £90.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, you know...
So let's think about like Western Legends, for instance. It's not a kind of IP for a computer game, but you're spending like £60 for a game which has so much replay value and it's so different every time you play it. Jagged Alliance is another good example for a video game that turned to a board game. It isn't as complicated as this, but it actually, there's a lot more strategic decisions in there, and like, it was just a lot more immersive and fun. I did not feel from this that I was in a far-flung future fighting against alien robots. I just felt I was going around killing stuff, trying to kill stuff before anybody else did.
And it's not like we can even say game fatigue, because we're literally, this is the second game.
Yeah, we're having a big filming day today, and we did one big game before this, and we're coming around to this, and it's not even gaming fatigue. It's just not a good game, and I hate saying that about board games because they're the only other one that I have this level of annoyance / disgust for is Fallout, and that is awful. The thing I would camera that with is at least Fallout tried. Like,
yes,
there were elements that felt like. Then again, maybe I'm being unfair. I've not played Horizon Zero Dawn. I think I said that correct. So I might be incorrect. I obviously have played quite a lot of Fallout over the years, so I know that it's more of a, you know, it's more close to the theme of that. But yeah, Fallout, at least it kind of felt, it was structured. They were trying to, in Fallout you can go around and do anything you like, but there is a story in there, and they kept to that. For me, this was just lacking a story, like there was no immersion. And for me, I'm all about thematic games. And for me, this just didn't hit that mark.
And I think if you want a game where you're just going in and you're just beating each other up, then Cool Mini and not that got
Arcadia Quest, right?
Yeah, Arcadia Quest.
You got a lot more
Arcadia Quest.
Yeah.
You know, pick a theme. Even Zombie Side to a certain extent has that similar. You know, so that's the problem. That's the problem. There's nothing unique about it.
And even with those games, you have different objectives and the different levels, right?
Exactly. So you can't bring a game into the market that just looks good and expect people to rave about it, because, and I think what was interesting talking to Will about this is he said on the Kickstarter, it's almost like they changed their minds and they didn't have a proper gameplay run through, and this is obviously from Will, so it comes with the hearsay, view the comments on YouTube.
If you could say anything right now, and people would believe that's what Will said, which is amazing.
And I sort of believe it because it just feels like a game that has. I've had a whole bunch of Horizon Dawn fanboys going, "Oh, it looks amazing," or it didn't get play tested, or when it did get play tested, they just ignored the feedback. Because I cannot imagine that serious board gamers or board gamers in general would have sat and enjoyed that game.
It does kind of feel like they were working very hard to get the hand management and some like decent rules in there, but then it just kind of it felt like there's a lot of promise, but not very much on the delivery side of things. Anyway, we could talk about this game for some time, but we've probably, I mean, you get the general gist from myself and Jamie's side of point of view. This isn't really a game we'd probably play again. Will, what was? Is this like? You need to do some more plays of this? Is this you need expansions to enjoy this?
I think you probably need expansions to enjoy it.
Which for like a £90 game, you don't want to have to spend an extra £30 to get something that makes the base game playable. Like Fallout, for instance, the expansion was very much get this, it'll fix the main game. You shouldn't have to do that. You're paying £90. Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the expansions have like the bandits, which are the evil characters within the game. They have these mecha giant robots that they can command at will.
Will it change the core gameplay?
It would change it because it would be that you'd have groups of tribes that you then have to go and infiltrate.
So maybe when Mr. Will gets the addition with the new tribe and stuff, we give this another go and see if that actually changes our thoughts on this game.
Or you're chasing good money after bad. But anyway, either way, look, we asked the question: should you play it?
Oh yeah, last time we did this. So
Yeah.
is this an avoid, play, or buy? Jamie, you can start off.
I think I would avoid it with the biggest barge pole I could possibly find. It is awful. So I'd avoid it. I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't even donate it to a charity shop. I would literally take it into my back garden and burn it. Burn it.
Burn it wasn't an option.
Yeah, so for me, no, absolutely. One of the worst games I've ever had the misfortune to play.
Jamie's very emotive about these things. From my perspective, it's not a game I would avoid. Okay, personally, it's not really for me. But I would recommend if you're new to board games, you might want to try and play this. If you played the computer game, you probably would get more out of this than I would. If you're kind of more of a heavy board gamer, give it a try. But I don't think you're going to come away with enjoying this. Would I buy this for £90? No, I wouldn't buy this. I think you could get a lot more value out of other games, like you mentioned, Simon games. You get a lot more out of it. So for me, it's not a buy. It's a play. But there are other things you could play which are better out there. Will, is it a buy, play, or avoid for you? Hopefully not avoid, because you kickstarted this.
I'd play it. I wouldn't buy it again if I had the choice.
Buyer's remorse from Will, that's a shame. Well, with that, let's talk about our admin.
Cool.
Jamie.
Brilliant. So if you want to actually find out about some really good games that are available, then make sure you catch us on our social media. We are always on Instagram showing you the current games that we're currently playing. We are on YouTube where you have found this review, and please check out our others. And more importantly, we're on Facebook where we love chatting to you guys socially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, really.
Click like, subscribe, press all the buttons, follow us.
Yeah, and before Will turns the camera off, stay safe and keep rolling.